Okay guys, back with another layout update here for you. I know it's been a while, I've just been busy at work and holidays and everything else, that happens this time of year, but I've been working on the layout a little bit when I've had the time, and I've gotten a few things done. I've also been busy buying things. Been a while since I've been in the hobby, so there's lots of new things out there that I want to get. And also with this layout, I've been trying to stay focused and buy things that will pertain to this layout. As a kid, you kind of buy whatever car or engine you just think looks neat. Well, now I just kind of wind up with things that some of them I'll still be able to use, but some I won't. So been on eBay looking for good deals, and I found a few and got some things picked out, and thought I'd start off with that, show you guys what I got, and then I'll give you a quick tour of the layout and show you what I've been working on. So we'll go ahead and get started here. First things up here are a couple of these Atlas Thrall 2743 gondolas. This here is a JTLX. The Snowfolk Southern just came today. Also today was one of these CO ER gondolas from Exactrail. Guy had a pretty good deal on it, so I picked it up. Got these a couple weeks ago. They're both Intermountain hoppers. I picked up 5 of these Walters gondolas. Guy had them on eBay again. Had a pretty good price on them, so I picked those up. Gonna use those for my scrapyard. I'll probably take and patch them out and re-stencil them. And I'll explain in a later video why I picked those up for scrap service. Here's a 60-foot high cube boxcar from Athearn. We've got a hopper from Atlas Trainman. This car here is pretty neat. It's one of the BLMA hoppers that they came out with, the pressurized version for like hauling flour and stuff. A few more of them gondolas. Here's an Exactrail high cube 60-foot boxcar. Here's an Atlas like plastic pellet hopper. Here's a Walters and another Athearn 60-foot boxcar. I've also got some other little things. This here is a fork truck. Again, the eBay buy. I bought some BLMA Porta Johns. Thought they'd make a nice little detail piece. Put a couple of those in different spots. I got this truck a while back. It's just a dump truck, 4-door. My dad picked up some things the other day from a local store. Their cat, there's a cement truck and a bulldozer and a payloader. They're not quite the right scale. As you can see, this one here, sort of pick it up, is 192, which is pretty close to 187. I mean, I look at it and I really wouldn't even be able to tell that it's not the right scale, but said they were like $3. They were on sale, so he picked them up for me, so I'll use them somewhere. But I think that's all the stuff that I've bought besides track and stuff, but it's not really anything to show off. But I'll get the camera off the tripod here and then go around and show you what I've gotten done over the last, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 weeks since I did a video. Maybe give you a rundown of what I plan to get done, and then that'll be it for this one. So give me just a second, guys. Okay, so now going around here looking at the layout. I guess we'll start back here. There's one other thing I guess I can show you guys. Picked up a couple scrap loads for my scrap cars here. They're pretty nice. They're from Motrac, I think is the name of the company. I bought 2 for these type and 2 for the thrall hoppers. So those are nice. I got this switch put in the track laid down here for the paper facility. They'll get in rolls of paper to turn into cardboard boxes. This building's just a stand-in for now, but that's what that'll be. All this track's put in, switches. Tucked up here in this corner will be a feed supplier. They'll get a couple hoppers, and then it'll be unloaded and put into the bins. This spur in the front here, there'll be, I think I'm going to have a short backdrop on this side, like maybe a foot tall, and there'll be a building that comes off. It'll have a door and a space to fit 1 car, and then it'll have a door in the back. It'll go out. It'll receive steel products, like bulkheads of flat steel, or it might get gondolas full of rebar or something like that. But that's what that'll be. The loop is all put in. As you can see there, the line of cars go all the way around, and it'll come through the backdrop back there, and then it ties back in over here. As I said in one of my earlier videos, I wanted that just to give me the option to let trains just run around when I'm doing something, maybe weathering or building a building, you know, that kind of thing. I can just line the switches and let it go. I don't have to worry about it running off the end, because the layout is designed to run point to point. I think, I haven't quite thought about the whole operating process yet, but I think I'll be able to run at least 2 trains. I guess the way I'm planning on doing it is you would have a train start on the other side over here. There'll be a backdrop here, so you won't be able to see that. But a train will start here, picking up any cars from the industries there that are released, and then it'll work its way around the backside and come around here and do any switching on this side, and then go around and eventually end up down there in the staging area. A second train which could run would essentially be staged in the runaround section. You know, it would be parked where these cars are. Again, this would be a backdrop, so you wouldn't see it from this side. It would come down and it would do any switching it had here. And the way I think it will work is, if the train coming from here, which I plan it will be like a CSX interchange, I think, and then the staging yard is meant to represent a Norfolk Southern interchange, which is the main one. Trains coming from there could bring anywhere from 8 to 10 cars. This interchange will probably only bring on 4 or 5 at a time. But anyways, it comes down. If there's nothing to switch here, it'll continue right on around, and there'll be a passing siding over there on that side, and the meet will take place over there. If it does do switching here, it'll do its thing, and then it'll have to wait here for that train to make its way around, and they'll meet at this siding. Now, if that train there doesn't have any switching or releases on that side, the meet will happen here again. But if they both have stuff to do, then it'll happen over here. But that's the way I think I could at least run 2 trains, keep 2 people busy. A third way, which I thought I might do, which would be kind of interesting, is to buy a track mobile, and you would basically have a person who represents all of the industry workers. Let me shut the camera off and I'll go around the other side and I'll talk a little bit more over there. Okay, so we're back inside the loop here. Over here, my plan is to have a large fertilizer dealer, which will take in liquid and dry fertilizer. And down here, I'm going to buy a little better bin. This is just a stand-in, but there'll basically be an overhead bin and two bins back here. And the idea behind this is that there's a grain elevator or a grain supplier somewhere nearby, but they don't have rail access. Basically, it would be the same owner for the fertilizer supplier too. So what they do is they'll truck grain in here, fill these bins, and then they'll get a shortcut of cars and they'll fill them up from here to allow them to ship by rail. So this industry will be fairly busy. So what I'm thinking is you have a track mobile, you have somebody start over here, they will switch any cars brought in by the railroad and shove any down there for the railroad to pick up. And then the person doing that would essentially pick up the track mobile and they would walk around to maybe this industry, put the track mobile down, and then they would switch cars in to be unloaded. And then maybe they would go around and do the paper facility and possibly go over and do either the transload area or maybe the scrap yard. I thought it'd be kind of an interesting way to give a third person something to do. They're not really a quote-unquote train operator, but they still get to play with the trains, and it just, I don't know, it would add some variety to it, but I'll have to see when I get all the track laid and what kind of things I can do. I don't have anything laid over here yet, but my plan is to have, in this corner, there'll be a building that comes down, covers a track. That'll take the 60-foot box cars, and then there'll also be a place for center beams on that same track. It's either going to be a lumber distributor or a large lumber yard, and something basically to receive lumber products. I know there's a short line that runs nearby me that they have a pallet producer on their property, or is a customer of theirs, and they quite often get center beams of new lumber for building pallets, so I thought that might be kind of interesting, so maybe something like that. There'll be another industry back here that'll get a couple box cars every now and then. It's going to be a paper recycling place. Basically, they'll make bales of scrap paper and then they'll ship them out in box cars. And then there'll be another one down here in this corner. I'm thinking it'll be some sort of plastic producing place, you know, or make parts out of plastic. So it'll get 2 or 3 plastic pellet cars every now and then. But that's what I plan to have on this side. And there'll also be a passing runaround siding, and then there'll be a spur that'll just run along, and it'll end down at the end of the, or edge of the layout there. It's just going to kind of be, first it'll be act as a switchback to get into the engine facility, and also it'll act maybe as a makeshift team track. You know, you might park a gondola or a tank car there every now and then, or a plastic car to be transloaded into a truck, and it'll just be a place to park extra cars. But that's pretty much all I've gotten done so far. It's just getting the track laid and all that, and the cork. I think I have enough cork now. I can finish laying everything. I still gotta buy some more switches and get my backstrap on the wall and finish building this frame across and do the framework so it leaves an opening for the track to come through. And then I still got a few places to put in some foam, and there's a lot to do yet, but it's getting progress. I want to try and get all the track laid, and then I'll go on to wiring and get that done, and then I can actually run a train on it, see if everything works. I haven't run anything on it yet. I've pushed the cars around and everything seems to run pretty smooth, but I haven't had an engine on here yet, so I'm excited to get to that point and actually run something. But anyways, guys, I'll quit babbling. Just letting you know where I'm at and what's going on, and The updates will probably slow down. I'll probably get them down to maybe 1 or maybe 2 a month. I've still got some ideas for the tip videos, I guess, if that's what you want to call them. So maybe I'll get one of those out this week. Been busy at work. If you don't know, I work for short line railroad, so I get to play with the big trains, and I come home and play with the little ones. So schedule gets out of whack and busy sometimes, but I like it. So, but anyways, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.